Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're reversing our cattle drive. We're leaving Judy Farm and we're headed south. And the road is full of cattle. With all the new calves we've had, we're back up to about 370 head. So that's what's beautiful about the livestock business. When you sell some off, the inventory is automatically replaced. Oh, look at that cow. Ooh. Man, they're all just as shiny. There's 819. She's got her winter hair coat already. We've had some 40s. Haven't had a frost yet. Hope we don't have a frost for a good while. Oh, 720. Everybody knows you're a bull. Yeah. He growls like a lion. He just sounds like a lion. The cattle are covered in beggar's lice. Those little stick tights, we call them beggar's lice. It's not a lice, folks. It's a green plant stuck on that cow's nose right there. And they like eating them. They've got a little hard seed in the middle of them, makes them taste good. And they eat the bejeebers out of them. You can see the young calves. They're at the very back. There's a whole bunch of young ones back there. And we do have the cage with us. If something gets tired. We had one born yesterday morning. But boy, he's a stout little booger. I don't think he'll have any trouble at all making this cattle drive. It's about a mile, a little over a mile. And I love this walk. You know, they're just walking. Nothing's running. I like a nice controlled walk on a cattle drive. You don't want them running if you can help it. I'm sitting right here by this house because there's a dog in here. Well, it's the Catahoula, and then over here on my right is another dog. It's a border collie. When I came by, I go, man, it barked at me. I just went on and petted it on the head, and it started wagging its tail, and now it hasn't barked anymore. There's Ben and Isaac bringing up the rear. They're just now coming out on the road. And my sister and brother-in-law, they're at the very back in the mule. So anything we have to catch, we can. I don't think we're going to be using the cage today. Oh, look at that one, 814. Boy, you are a stud. Woo. Keep track of 012 there. Boy, he's going to be a good one. That's a 12th calf born in 2020. But they're all looking good. The cattle are happy to be moving. And this morning when they heard this four-wheeler, they were all up there by the gate. And they're like, yep, it's time to go. And as soon as I did that, started the four-wheeler, they all were right there ready to move to the next farm. So the longest part of the cattle drive is actually putting the wire up. It takes us about 20 minutes. So Jan is up blocking in the front, and she started the stopwatch. It was 8:17 when the cows entered the road. So we're going to see. I'm going to keep this rolling until we get up to Jan. We've got 1, 2, 3 more hills. Then down the hill to the new farm. We're going to see exactly how much time it took to move. About 370, something like that. A mile and a half. And that's with 111 new calves. Or, 2020 calves, I should say. Kicking out quite a few fall calves here in the last couple of weeks. Boy, they're doing really good because the weather's cooled off. The fly pressure is not as bad. It doesn't seem like there's near as much stress on the animals just because it's cooler. It's a good time to become a youngster at Green Pastures Farm here in central Missouri. We are in the 24th of September. Just finished our second grazing school last week, and another great successful school. super awesome attendees. A lot of excited people. I had a lot of great emails from that. People went home and implemented a lot of the techniques that they learned. And you know, when you get a little bit down and things aren't going your way, or you don't have any support, it's always nice to go to a school, and it can be, it's a recharge, you know. It charges your motor back up, and it can get kind of lonesome out there. You don't have anybody doing what you're doing, and people calling you nuts, looking at you funny because you move your animals and they don't, and it makes people feel uncomfortable. You're doing something different than them. Boy, 814, you are a chunk of meat. Man, oh man. Yep, he's found him a dirt spot there, and he's just walking up the road. I want to get to the top of this hill. This is going to be a good picture of this next hill. I bet you the whole mob. There may be something that's popped over the next hill, but this road is going to be packed full of cattle up here at the top of this hill. Because the next hill they got to climb is the steepest one. Yeah, they're making good time. A lot of them have already went up the hill, and you can see them all the way up through there. Oh, there's another dandy bull. Man, is he thick? That's the kind of animal that make you some really good females in your herd, folks. You don't want them 2,000-pound bulls. Like this, well, that's a cow, I guess. Golly, that's a big old cow. Wow. Holy moly, she must weigh, that cow's 1,800 pounds. She's just a monster. That cow, they'll eat a lot of grass. Get a little cow like that, you can run 2 of those for what that big old black cow will eat. And you get 2 calves instead of 1. And they don't tear your farm all to pieces when it rains. There's such a thing as pugging, and then there's such a thing as destroying. Those big cows, when you get a lot of rain, and I'm talking about a clay base, clay soils, they'll take your plants down about anywhere from 8 to 12 inches deep. And it looks like you took a post hole digger out there and just dug holes all over your farm. And so you pretty much ruined your whole farm in a period of, you know, a couple of days for the whole growing season if you've got those big old girls grazing out on clay pastures. Now, if it's sandy, that may be a little different. You're not going to pug it so much as sand, but you have clay and you get a 3 or 4 inch rain, you better have a sacrifice lot. In other words, you need to have a 2 or 3 acre trap pasture that you can put them up in and let them destroy that, and keep them off your pasture until it gets a little bit drier, which I think is a pain. It's just a pain to do that, and you don't have to do that when you have these smaller cows. You just do business as usual. Just move them. Just move them. It's amazing how quick. I'm only doing 3 mile an hour. No, that's not 3 mile an hour. That's third gear. I'm sorry. I'm probably doing 5 miles an hour, maybe 2 to 3 mile an hour. But you know, these cows, when they get to that new pasture, they just put their head down. They just start eating. That's what they do. Come on, 887. Let's go, girl. She's looking for her calf. That's the first calf heifer right there we just passed. She's about 900 pounds. I love 900-pound cows. They're awesome. So what is the average longevity of a cow, a beef cow in the United States? How long does it stay in the herd? And it depends who you talk to, but there's a lot of published data out there. And I think the average is somewhere between 7 to 8 years productive life of a cow, and then they start falling off. A lot of that is they just, you know, their feet give out, or their bone structure. And we've got cows in here. Well, Grandma's 20. There's a whole bunch of 14, 15, and 16-year-old cows in here. And a lot of people call those animals before they get that old, that's fine. They can sell them if they want. And they keep their herd younger that way. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a different way of managing. And what they've done by selling them younger like that is they don't take the depreciation on the cow as bad as somebody that keeps them longer. But you know, if you can get, let's say, 14 calves out of a cow, I'm not too worried about the depreciation on that cow. She's paid for herself about 7 or 8 times over, you know. And the other thing, how do you know which cows have longevity if you're always selling them as 4 or 5, 6-year-olds? How do you know? You don't, because you don't keep them that long. So I think longevity in a cow herd is an extremely profitable venture. You got to constantly keep replacing animals because they just fall out of your herd. They don't perform. That's not a money-making adventure. That's a money-losing proposition, because you're always replacing. You know, and you don't ever have any long-standing animals in your herd. Yes, y'all just about there. Jan's right down here at the bottom of this hill, and she's got a ribbon. She's got a ribbon tied across this road down here. It's just a beautiful morning for a cattle drive. I mean, the sun's not even up hardly, so the whole road is shaded. We've got trees on both sides. I'm not pushing these cattle. I'm just going slow. You know, if you drive up through the middle of them on a four-wheeler like this, they're all going to go busting out in a dead run, and now you put stress on your animals. But I'm actually going slow enough that cattle are coming up beside me here now and passing me on the right. Yep, 69 got her calf. Now she's going. Sure is nice to have cows gather their calves before the cattle drive. And that's why we put them in about a half-acre trap, a half-acre grass paddock. I keep using trap. A lot of people don't know what that means. But a 1/2 acre pasture. And there goes Susie, the little bottle calf. That's the one that lost its mother, and my sister, she wanted to bottle feed it, and so she raised it, and it was a good adventure for my sister. It's not the way to have healthy calves, though, because you can't replace the mother. And I don't care if you feed that calf six times a day, milk replacer. They don't grow out like this one right here. See that one? That one's getting milk, but it's getting the good stuff, the real milk. But you know, Susie, that's what I'm not Jan, but my sister named her Susie. Susie South Pole. I don't name animals. Try not to. It makes it a lot harder to get rid of them. But anyway, she's making the cattle drive in good shape. I can't believe she's this far up. She's usually at the very back of the cow herd. And there's a bunch of animals behind me. She's up in the middle of the herd, which is good. She's kind of got the idea that need to stay with the cow herd. She's a cow now. She's not a person. But you go out in the herd, boy, she'll come running to you, looking for a pet or a bottle, whichever you have for her. This is that 014 bull calf in front of me here. He's got the wattle in his butt. He's got a really nice wattle for it. That's a young calf. He's about 6 months old. Boy, does he have just a really nice rump on him. Super high quality fat cover and thick neck. He's already got a crest in his neck, and he's only 6 months. So those are the type of bulls you call herd changers. They will flat change your herd to the good. So he's going to make a tremendous sire for someone. There's a young calf. Wow. Yeah. The little bitty guy. It's probably about a week old. Not even a week. Probably more like 4 days old. We're almost to the end, folks. There they are. They're going in the top up there. Jan is up there by that mailbox. And she's got a ribbon tied across. And she's keeping vehicles from driving into us, which is a big deal. And we've never had anybody attempt to do that. Usually Jan will stand up there and shoot the breeze with them for 5 or 10 minutes, whatever it takes. We're going to see how long this cattle drive took when we get up here. That's why I'm leaving this running. I don't know how long it is until Jan tells me, because she's the one that started the watch. Golly, look at the side view on that calf. Woo. Yeah, he's a doozer. We've got some heifers and other bulls in here that are just almost a carbon copy of him. And that's all milk, and that's grass. A whole lot more grass than milk at that stage right there. Almost like he knows he's on camera. Look at that. He's a good one. Folks, and that's another reason you want to give a blackleg shot. That old 14 calf, and there's a whole bunch more in here just like him. Those calves are prime candidates for blackleg. Blackleg always hits your best, fastest gaining animals in the herd. That's the one that it kills. And that's because they have a very good functioning metabolism. Everything's working really well, and it just nails them. It won't get you might say the knot heads, or the one that's maybe not quite as good, but it'll get those nice calves, and it'll kill them in 4 to 8 hours. So please, folks, don't disregard blackleg. There's Jan. So what's our minute timer running on now, honey?
The first cow made it down in it's about a mile, in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And we're still working on like 20 minutes. Oh, here's the orphan calf.
Yeah, come on. Get in there. Get in there for all your buddies. It still thinks it's a person. There you go.
But it's getting less and less.
So we're going to be wrapped up. Well, there's the boys coming, so probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes. So you're at 20 minutes.
Yep.
Well, I noticed, I was telling the folks this morning, all the cattle, they walked. There wasn't much running. And so when they walk, I'd rather be a little bit longer cattle drive and have them walk than to have them run the whole way. That's just really stressful. But anyway, folks, I'm going to sign off here. It's a beautiful September morning. And the cattle drive is almost done. We're on a new farm. And this is a farm that's in the middle. We've got 12 farms all fastened together up here. So we can just bump them from one farm to the next. It's pretty nice to be able to walk them. What you pointing at? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just a wonderful feeling to have animals walking. You don't have to haul them. It's a huge deal. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here. Everyone have a great one, and we'll see you all down the road.